If I'm correct, we are live. So, good evening everyone. Welcome to round 9 of IIRL league racing. It's Belgium tonight. After a spectacular race on Tuesday, we're heading to the Thursday division, the assist tier 1, with a lot of fast guys. It's always really close here on the Thursday, so let's see if tonight is any different. With me tonight is Sungot, your normal commentator from the Tuesday. He's gonna help me out here and there where needed. So we hope to make a good stream for you guys. Let's check how the stream sounds. Good evening, Fairly. Good luck tonight. Who do you think tonight is gonna walk away with pole? Yeah, I'm talking to you. I don't hear you in the stream. I don't hear you in the stream. Yeah, try it. Did it show the audio invite or not? Okay, again that problem. Okay, where can I fix that? Okay, that Yeah, I didn't hear him in the stream fairly. I think it's in my options of my Xbox, maybe. I have my laptop sound on, and I don't hear you. Yeah, because you also said it didn't show the audio option, so is that then in my settings? party. We did a new party, so let's hope it worked. You want to take over the stream? Even look if it shows with you an option. I had the same problem with German. It's or 10-10. Oh, it's 10-10 who's leading for the first lap. He's racing with TD. TD in the Ferrari and 10-10 in the Alfa Romeo. I also don't know where to look for that. Is that in the Twitch itself then? There's a spot left. You can drive. I think it's not a problem, right? I'm gonna do this commentating thing. TD starting his hot lap. Thank you. TD heading up to Radion and Eau Rouge. Took the position from 10-10 in the out lap. Coming up to Camel Straight here in the DRS. So McLaren in just far enough so he won't see any help of the slipstream there. Going down into Sector 2, the more technical part of the track with the most corners. Sorry, I don't know all the names. So far it looks pretty okay, TD's lap. You can see 10-10 behind him, also on a lap. Oh, TD went off the track. So let's pick up 10-10 on his hot lap. Almost at the end of Sector 2. I believe the track is almost 7 kilometers. So it's a very long track. A lap takes you like a minute 44 or 42, somewhere in between there. I think the cutoff tonight will be very close between the drivers, so very curious about tonight. Here comes 10-10 out of the bus stop chicane and hits start finish in a 1:42.9. Hyper still in the pit. Here's Shady Wolf on a lap. Platty with a 1:42.8. Bullet with a 1:44.0 and TD with a banker lap. Wiggle starting his hot lap. His teammate just passed the finish line in a 1:43.1. Let's stay with Mr. Wiggles. Sam Can dropped in a time of 1:43.6. On Tuesday, Mr. Wiggles was very unfortunate to crash in quali, I believe. It's pretty busy here in Sector 2 now. Pretty far over the curb there. With a lot of drivers in front of him. Ooh, and he invalidates. Lotus Renault hits the finish line in a 1:43.3. John B did a 1:43.2. Ronald McLuck a 1:43.0. Let's see who else is on a lap. Lil Simp is on a lap. Kais is on an out lap. Wiggles Fairly is gonna start his lap. Lucifer still on his out lap, so let's pick up Fairly in the McLaren. Heading here into turn 1. Downhill to go uphill again through Radion and Eau Rouge. Eau Rouge, Radion. Over Camel Straight. And puts down a purple Sector 1, it says. TD improved by quite a bunch. Did a 1:42.949, only 9 thousandths away from 10:10 his time. So they're pretty even matched. I see Fairly do that again, what he did last Tuesday, taking that line on the AstroTurf to widen the track. It's pretty crazy how he does that. Good evening to you all. Lando, Crash, all of you. Hope it's gonna be an interesting race tonight. Let's see what Fairly puts down for time heading into the bus stop chicane. It's gonna be a good lap. 1:43.3. I thought it was gonna be better than that. Behind him, a Ferrari of Ripley puts down a 1:43.1. So we have Kais who has to set down a lap. Kais comes into the pit. Here's Lucifer. Puts it up to 6th with a 1:43.1. Hyper and Kais still in the pit. Lil Simp, Wolf, Kais and Hyper in the dropout zone so far. If there's any driver in the chat still, can you tell me the weather please? Ross is still on holiday, Alpha Ross fan. And if you didn't follow our channel yet, please give us a follow and support us to get a notification from when we start streaming on Tuesday, Thursday or Sunday. Sunday is the 82 division of this league. We drive on Monday this week, upcoming Monday, due to the Mexico Grand Prix in real life. So we moved it one day. Here's Lucifer at the end of his second hot lap, I think. It is. Is he gonna improve? Looks like it. He did a 1:42.8. Brings him up to second place now. And I see Runamuck is fastest now with a 1:42.7. Kais is on an out lap. Shady is starting his lap. Let's see what Shady Wolf, teammate from 1010 for tonight, because Ross J is still on holiday. Chilling his butt off. Why not? So far it looks pretty clean. Coming up to demonstrate. It's just a bit down on time. Ten goes fastest with a 1:42.6. Still in the dropout, Lil Simp, Shady Wolf, Kais Babu and Hyper. Wiggles at the moment 15th. Ooh, and a spin of Shady Wolf, destroying his front end plates. Pick up Kais Babu. One of the only ones with Hyper to set a lap time. So Kais Babu almost at the end of sector 2. He can pick up a little slipstream of the Alfa Romeo of 1010 in front, maybe. Don't know what pace 1010 is driving, but oh, he's too far away. Let's see what Kais Babu can do. Kais Babu goes 13th on the list with a 1:43.7. The bullet spun. Sam Can is on a lap. Little bit quicker than his previous time. 1010 says it's enough. Runamuck retires in pit. Sam Can half a second up on his time. So that will bring him on a 1:43.2. Can improve even more, so I think he will jump into the top 10. If he doesn't invalidate. Brings it up to 9th with a 1:43.1. APS Greg. Can he improve? At the moment, him and Wiggles, Lil Simp, Shady Wolf, middle. Ooh, Mr. Wiggle jumps out, but only 14th. And Greg moves Mr. Wiggles back to 15th, to the danger zone. So we have the Bullet, Lil Simp, Shady Wolf, and Hyper in the dropout, and Wiggles on the danger zone. But I believe Wiggles is doing another lap. And I think he has a little bit of a gap of air there with the Red Bull closely in front on Camel Straight. Looks like to be on a lap as well. Is that Lil Simp? Yes, it's a Lil Simp. In front of the door of Wiggles. So Wiggle needs another 8 tenths to be safe, I think. But no weather predictions for the commentator tonight. That's a bit of shame, guys. And he's almost a tenth up. That won't be enough, I think. Unless he's picking up a little bit of slipstream here from the Red Bull. He needs to jump. Ooh, a little wiggle there. Coming out of the bus stop. Goes 13th fastest. So it's now Kais Babu in the danger zone with the Bullet, Lil Samp, Shady Wolf and Hyper in the dropouts. Shady Wolf on a lap. Let's see if he can keep the car of Iros J in one piece this time. In this lap. He has to improve by a full 2 seconds, I think. 2.8 seconds. If he wants to get close. Stays 18th, but still can do another lap. With 30 seconds to go. Kais is in the gravel. And retires on track. That's not how you're supposed to do it. The Bullet on a lap. Shady. Down on his time. The Bullet a bit faster than his previous time. He needs a good 3 tenths to jump out of the danger zone. Out of the dropouts. And it set a purple sector too. Don't know if we can believe that. Maybe it's personal best. And the times are insanely close. No, not tonight, Wiggles. You're gonna finish. Here comes the Bullet with a 143.1 and drops out Kais Babu. What can Shady Wolf do? He needs quite a bit of time to improve his lap. I missed where he dropped to. He did a 143.9. Don't think that was enough. So, going out in Q1 are Kais Babu, Shadow Wolf, Shady Wolf, Lil Samp and IIRL Hyper. Fastest lap set was by 10:10, a 1:42.6. Close behind Ronald McLuck, then TRT Lucifer, Platty, TD, Everett John, Ripley, Lotus Renault, Sam Can, Amos Fairley, Milsey, Jake Sherrock, The Bullet, Mr. Wiggles, and APS Greg are going to Q2. Oh, is Jammin joining for the race? That's gonna be insane. Ah, okay, then that's forgiven, Wiggles, if you die tonight. So, now, strategy comes to play. Let's see what tire choices are going out. See a couple of medium runners already. And TD, first one who's on track. Behind him, the McLaren of Fairley, I believe. Oh, both McLarens are out, Milsey and Fairley. And in between there's a wiggle. Yeah, I understand, Sun God. Would have loved to see a race tonight, but if Jammin is joining in for the race, yeah, then it was already given away, right? But 2 tenths between P6 and P12, yeah, that's insanely close, right? So who's gonna be the surprise tonight in Q2? Who's going out of top 10 quali and who will stay in top 10 quali? Are we gonna see any crashes like we saw on Tuesday? Like out of this corner, hitting these tires is... We saw a crazy crash there. Sun got the TD fan club tonight. TD starting his lap, behind him Fairley, trying to get a nice slipstream of that Ferrari up to Camel Straight, I think. Because he's not far behind TD. I think it's far enough to get a nice slipstream. Fairly also on the soft like he was on Tuesday, I believe. I don't have a favorite tonight. But I like Gemini's joining. If I have to say a favorite, yeah, I really like Gemini's driving style. When he's in a good place. So TD here at the end of, almost at the end of his lap, with Fairly even closer behind than the start of the lap. So I'm wondering if TD will pop another one straight behind it. Hits the finish line in a 1:44.0 and Fairly in a 1:44.078. So there's like Nothing between Fairley and TD at the moment. So that's a strong lap of TD. Fairley went out of the way for Milsey, I think, because he's doing another one on the medium. So it's TD on first with a 144.062, then Fairley with a 144.078. Then we have Ripley on the medium. Those were the two soft runners. Then we have Ripley on the medium with a 144.1. Milsey with a 144.2. And Mr. Wiggles with a 144 or 145.0. Then we have Bloody on a lap who's invalidated. 10-10 on the soft on a lap. We'll stay with him almost at the end. Lotus Renault and Jake Sharrock already retired from this session. Yeah, I agree to that. Those cars are dead. And 10-10 with a 143.9. There's... Oh, Luck invalidated his lap. Platty is on a new lap, just started it. Keep our eyes on the timing screen for a bit. Here with Platty. Heading down to Eau Rouge and up to the Radio. Then up to Camel Straight with the DRS, and Milsey puts the fastest lap with a 143.803 on the medium. And Platty looks quick underway as well on the medium. Oh, look at how busy it is in front of Platty. There's 3 cars in front of him. I hope they all move out of the way nicely for him. 2 did. Other 2 on a lap, I think. Ooh, he invalidates. It's the bullet on an out lap. So, was he racing against 10-10 then? So, already 2 cars out of this session, and it is John B coming up to the start finish line to start his hot lap. Yeah, there was a lot of traffic, Alfa Rosfan, there for them. So John, down to Eau Rouge, up to Radio. And then up to the Camel Straight. Let's see what he can do on the medium. Looks pretty quick there on the medium tire. So still like couple of drivers didn't set a time yet. Lucifer goes up to 7th. Fairley goes fastest with a 143.6. Oh, John B went off throttle. Didn't feel right with his lap. The bullet. And the bullet invalidates as well. Lucifer looks to be on another lap. Was a little bit quicker than his previous time. And as you can see, between Lucifer and Sam Ken, there's only 0.006 of a second. So it's gonna be very close again in this session, I think. Where in the second run the times will drop even more, I think. So what can Lucifer do? Can he improve a half a second up on his time? So half a second now brings him into the 143s. Can he improve even more, or Will he lose a little bit of time here on this last part of the track, heading up to bus stop chicane? He brings in a 1:43.696, second fastest so far. We have TD on an out lap. Runnemuck still in the pits. Platty on an out lap. John B on a new lap. Went off throttle somewhere around this part of track, because he didn't feel right with his lap. Now on a second one. I think there was a little moment there into that chicane. Don't think he's on a lap anymore. We have to wait and see what John B is gonna do. So far he's the one in the danger zone. He's going again, I think. Took a lot of fuel then to do a couple of stints, because 1:46 won't bring it. TD on his lap. Almost a tenth up on his time. On the soft again. I believe this one is Lecombe. Very fast left-hander. Looking very stable, what TD is doing. Half a second up on his time. That will put him on pole or on fastest lap for Q2. If he keeps it up. Only 3 minutes left, so people have a little bit time to decide when to go out. TD on a really good lap here. And goes fastest with a 1:43.565. Platty on a lap, also on the soft. So it's Platty, the Bullet and Runnemuck who are still in the danger zone with John B. So far he's 10th, but it's not the safest place with a 1:46. Here's Platty with a 1:43.1. And I think they're gonna force the whole top 10 to start on the soft. Because there are no medium runners in top 10 anymore, except for Ripley. So if everyone's going soft, Mills, he thinks he's safe. Ten goes out. Wiggles on a lap. Let's pick up Mr. Wiggles. Oh, that's not nice. Ripley tried to join back. Yeah, I think luck is too late as well, Shady. Wiggles was on an improvement, what I could see. He has 10-10 on the outlap in front of him. Oh, and Wiggles invalidates. The Bullet is gonna be the first one to start his new and final run, I think. starting his lap now. He needs to do a 1:45.1 to put APS Greg out. I think the drop-off will be a 1:44 low with top 10. I think a lot of drivers will improve still. If they don't invalidate, of course. Ripley tired because his Xbox crashed, so let's hope for Ripley he's safe on the medium. But I think a lot of people will improve on the soft. John B retired in the pit, I think, starting outside top 10. That's not John B like. Luck didn't make it to start his hot lap. So at the moment it's John B, Jake Sharrock, Runamuk and Lotus Renault out of top 10 qualifying. So Bullet can drop APS Greg, and APS Greg is also on a lap. Can only make it better for himself. So it's between the Bullet and APS Greg. The rest is safe. So they don't have to improve, the medium runners or soft runners. Don't know who went out to defend themselves. So far Bullet's lap looks pretty stable and strong. Puts in a 1:43.3. Brings it up to second place. Putting APS Greg in the dropouts. APS Greg is almost 3.5. Oh, and he invalidated. Ah, that's a shame. So, leaving us is Greg, John B, Jake Sharrock, Runamuk, Lotus. And going through in top 10 qualifying are Platty, The Bullet, TD, Fairley, Lucifer, Samcan, Milsey, Tenten, Ripley, Mr. Wiggles. When it all depends on how fast are you in the last qualifying. Yeah, nicely done, Mr. Wiggles. Just enough. No, you managed to stay in top 10, Ripley. So that was an interesting Q2, people. It's very close. It's what I thought a 1:44 low would be the drop-off, so if other people would have improved or didn't invalidate or did set a time, I think it would have been closer. People went out on the soft to defend their times, but as you can see, was not really necessary. So we have only 4 people starting on the soft this race. That's Platty, Bullet, TD and Sam Can. Mr. Wiggles, is the race staying dry as well or different weather? Lando says Milsey fairly 10-10. Yeah, please give us your predictions, guys. Of what's this, who's gonna get pole and who's gonna start next to the pole sitter. Cloudy race all the way. Thank you for that. So now it's a waiting game. Oh, here we go. First one out is gonna be TD again, I think. And it is. So we're gonna pick up TD on his out lap again. Followed by Milsey and Fairley, the 2 McLarens. Then it's the Aston Martin of the Bullets, I believe. Or is it Lucifer? I was Lucifer first, and then 10-10. I think the Bullet is coming out right now. It's another... It's Mr. Wiggles. who's out on track. So TD leading the pack. Milsey Fairly 10-10. Alpha Rosvan says Platty 10-10 Lucifer. Just give a prediction. I did it Tuesday as well, giving a prediction while I said I wasn't doing it, and they crashed, almost all crashed as well. But how close is this quali gonna be? It's gonna be very interesting. And if you didn't give a like or a follow on the channel, please do that. Follow IIRL and get updates when we start streaming. It's every Tuesday with the no assist, Thursday with assist tier 1 and Sunday with assist tier 2. So, TD, out of the bus stop chicane. Heading up to start finish to be the first one to set a lap time. Going down the hill, up to Orush and Radion. To hit Camel straight after that. Ooh, Ripley retired, the car will start 10th. Ooh. It looked like TD hit the grass there a little bit, or it was a little bit of lag maybe. I don't know what it was, but it looked very tricky. Yeah, so close you think, Shady? Ooh, and TD invalidates. So we'll pick up Milsey, who was just behind TD. TD going off track there to let Milsey pass. To not be in his way. So we will stay with Milsey here. Because the rest is close behind in TD who has to go again. Here's Milsey heading up to the start finish line in a 1:42.5. Fairly behind him with a 1:42.9. Lucifer with a 1:42.6. 10-10 invalidated. Mr. Wiggles invalidated. And we have Sam Ken on a lap. And Platty. Sam Ken with a 1:43.1. Here comes Platty. Out of the bus stop chicane. Opens the DRS and moves up to 5th with a 1:43.2. 10-10 on a new lap. Let's stay with 10-10. Lucifer showing his Alpine can also cut grass. Ooh, and 10-10 makes a massive slide. So he will need to go again as well. TD on his out lap. Mr. Wiggle still going on his lap. Let's see where Mr. Wiggles can bring the car. Wiggles is going for a banker, looks like. Bullet and TD on the outlap. Ten going into the pit. Mr. Wiggles as well. Fairly on a lap. Less than a tenth up on his time. Again, making the track even wider than it already is, fairly. Seems like he has a better turn-in than into Lecombe, but I don't know how that works. He doesn't invalidate his lap with it, so... And he's 3.5 tenths up on his time. Fairly goes in. Pick up a new set of tires, I think. TD had a little moment there. The bullet. So we have the bullet, 10-10 TD and Mr. Wiggles who need to set a lap time still. So let's see how much the bullet can improve. TD nicely moving out of the way there. Looks pretty strong, the bullet's lap. Hope he took enough fuel to do another one. Because I don't think after this lap, when he goes in, he doesn't have the time to go out again. Here's the bullet, heading up start finish with a 1:43.0. Just a tenth quicker than Sam Ken. TD starting his lap. And behind him, a lot more drivers starting their lap, their second run. Being Lucifer, 10-10 and Wiggles. 10-10 and Wiggles and TD, the only ones who didn't set a valid lap yet. So let's hope for TD he can put down a good time. I think TD should be able to bring it into the top 5. Same as 10-10 and Mr. Wiggles. Ooh, and TD invalidates. 10-10 on his lap, but in front it is Lucifer on a flyer. Is Lucifer the one to watch who's gonna take pole? Other drivers all on an out lap or on a lap. Lucifer with a 1:42.54 5:04 goes fastest so far, and there's 10:10 with the fastest lap. 1:42.358. TD just made it to do another one. Mr. Wiggles moved to 8. Closely behind TD here, coming up to Radio. Or the McLaren, what is it? It's now a McLaren of Fairley, I think. So still pretty busy on track. Can Plotty still do... No, also went off throttle. Milsey is on a lap. Fairley is still on a lap. TD is in front of him. Let's see what the number 23 car of TD can do. You can hear the McLaren are fairly close behind. There's Lucifer with a 1:42.338. A bit quicker than 10:10. There's TD with a 1:42.4. Fairly doesn't make it. Plotty is over and out as well. There's PSRI jamming. Starting from the back tonight. So I think it's pole position for TRT Lucifer. No, Lucifer has pole position, Alpha Rosvan. Plotty is in the pit. It's Lucifer who takes pole position. So congratulations to TRT Lucifer for taking pole position on the Belgium Grand Prix here at the 81, sorry, my mistake. So we have on pole position TRT Lucifer with a 1:42.338, then closely followed by 10:10 with a 1:42.358. And then Plotty on third. So, that concludes our top 10 qualifying. Starting from pole, TRT Lucifer. Second, 10:10. Third, Plotty. 4, TD. Fifth, Milsey. Sixth, Fairley. 7, The Bullets. 8, Sam Ken. 9, Mr. Wiggles. And 10, Ripley with wheel failure, I believe. So we will have a short break, 5 minutes. And after that we will start with the Belgium Grand Prix. So I will be back with you in a couple of minutes. Looks like the suspension of the cars is really working. See a couple of cars going up and down with the rear, testing their suspension. Or they're just very happy to be in the car. It's pretty funny, you can see it in the stream as well. Some people are anxious to get started. Very nervous in their car, jumping up and down. Yeah, they're very happy, Wiggles, in the car. They're all going up and down, up and down. They want to start. Let's hope we have a clean first couple of laps with no safety cars. Let's have a race with no safety cars, guys. CSR, that's a game on your phone, right? I've played that as well. Yeah, good luck to all drivers. Give us a nice and clean race. No safety cars, please. Yeah, it is, right? I've played that as well, mate. And here we go. 25 seconds till we start. Who will be in the lead after the Camel Straight? It's parade lap time. So leading the pack in this formation lap is Lucifer. We have already run amok and guys Babu who are disqualified. They will start on very cold tires. And it's Lucifer and 1010 really putting the metal down to heat up those tires during formation lap. There's a big gap behind them. Maybe not the right call to go that flat out. Because now you have to wait very long on the start-finish line before the rest of the field is there. But I can understand that you want to bring a lot of temperature into the tires, starting on the mediums. But I believe it will give you degradation as well, so I don't know why they're doing it. Maybe now he's waiting to catch up, to let the field catch up, but I think there's already too big of a gap. TD using the Ferrari as a lawnmower. So now it's a wait for the 5 lights. Waiting till everyone's back on the grid. Prediction of the pit stop: medium to hard or medium soft medium. Crash says John B for the win. I really don't know. Can be everyone tonight. 5 lights on. And Mr. Wiggles already has a penalty. How? Ripley has a drive through. Oh, it's Ripley having a drive through. I think he was a little bit too quick with reacting. And it's a run downhill between Lucifer and 1010. Plotty behind and TD in a fight with Milsey. So here are the front runners. It's 1010 on the outside and Plotty on the inside. Going into the first chicane after Camel Straight. Lucifer losing 2 positions. TD behind Lucifer now on the medium as well. Then followed by Milsey. John B already 4 places up. Jamin already 6 up. And Ripley with a drive-through for having a false start, I think, or a jump start. Tires, please. Tires, please. That's the wrong one. Tires. Here you go. Don't think tires are very interesting at the moment. Yellow. Short yellow, someone off there for a little bit. And 1010 pulling the gap already. 1.2 seconds in front of Lucifer. With behind Lucifer still TD, Milsey, Fairley, the Bullet, John B, who's already up to 7th, I think to 6th now. And he is. And Jamin already up to 10th. Making 10 places up after the start. Starting last because he was a bit later. 10 places up. Ripley 10 places down, but that's due to his drive-through. Here's John B on the back of Fairley, who's chasing his teammate. And it's 10-10 with the best card so far. And we lost Plotty. And there's yellow in sector 1 for Lil Semp. But we lost Plotty as well. So it's now 10-10 leading the pack with a second lead. And then Lucifer behind. Followed by TD on third. Then it's the 2 McLarens of Milsey and Fairley. Then it's John B. Jake Sharrock up to 7th now. Then the Bullet losing 1 position from the start. Mr. Wiggles kept his positions nice and clean. Then we have Jamin, who is pacing through the field. And we have a soft hard strategy as well, or a medium hard. It depends on safety cars, I think. Can Jamin do something before the bus stop? And there's yellow again. I don't know who it was. Jamin in a fight with Wiggles. Nicely outbrake there. Ooh, a little wiggle there coming out of the bus stop. So maybe a chance for Wiggles to take that position back. DRS enabled. With Lucifer the fastest lap now. Within DRS of 10-10. Everyone except for Fairley is in DRS. And behind Fairley there's a train of DRS. Can Lucifer close that gap more than enough to attack? No. John B taking the place off of Milsey, of Fairley, I mean, sorry. Fairley now back to 6th. Then we have a field that's not changed that much yet. So the big drop-offs during the start are Sam, Ripley, Lotus, Platty losing 10 positions, Hyper picking up a penalty. John only a second away now from Milsey. Oh, he's within that second. So John B pacing through the field. No, 10-10 is not cruising yet, Lucifer. Over Rosvan, sorry. He can't make any mistakes at the moment. With Lucifer behind. TD also close behind Lucifer now with Milsey and John B. John B on the soft. Guys in front on the medium. So can TD go for a move on a camel straight? Looks to be closer than the lap before. Same with Milsey. Only 3/10 behind Lucifer now. Can TD go for the overtake here on camel straight? Both have DRS. Oh, was a bit of aggressive defending in my opinion, because TD losing out a lot now due to going over the grass, losing like 3 places. That's a shame. There was a bit of aggressive defending there, in my opinion. But that's up to the stewards. If TD sends it in, then the stewards have to judge it. So John B up 8 places. Jamin up 13 places from the start. I hope TD can make up those places. Now there's a gap being created from... There's a gap from Jamin to Jake Sherrock now. Milsey losing terrain to Lucifer and 10-10. Gap is getting bigger, so I think John will go for the move on Milsey. But remember, John B is on the soft and we have a yellow in sector 3. And that has to be a major crash. Yeah. Ooh, and that car is in the middle of the track. Lil Sam just could avoid it. 10-10 still leading the pack. But we've seen what Averly did. What Fairley did. Ooh, Fairley's in the pit. Does he have damage then? And to another set of medium. I hope he didn't have a puncture again. So the fight is still between Lucifer or 10-10 and Lucifer. John B now up to 3rd. Going to chase his teammate and brother. And the leader of the pack. TD still on 5th position now. But he's on the medium, so just have to keep focus. Already a lot of penalties handing out. You can see that Shady Wolf also moved up to 13th. Hyper moved up to 14th. But it's John B and Jamin with the most position gained at the moment. John B 1.5 seconds behind his teammates, so I think those softs are going to get it a little bit tougher at the moment. Yeah, it's a shame Fairley dropped it. He was doing well. John B breaking up the slipstream. Nice shot here from above. TD also losing a little bit of terrain now. Jake Sharrock still behind TD within a second. Then it's Jammin on 1.2, 1.1 seconds behind. Then there's a gap of almost 5 seconds to Mr. Wiggles, who's being passed now by the Bullet. And then behind them it's Greg and Platty. Lucifer now closer to 10-10. But still 7 tenths, almost 8 tenths is more than enough to keep the lead. Fairly showed that on Tuesday. So 10-10 still leading, followed by Lucifer, then John B, Milsey, TD, Jake Sharrock, then we have Jammin, the Bullet, APS Greg, Platty. That's the top 10. Then Mr. Wiggles is into the pit. Then we have Shady Wolf, IIRL Hyper. Everything is shifting up now because Wiggles into the pit. Oh, and he has wing damage as well. And 10 still in front. John B getting a little bit closer now. While top 4 is within a second of each other. Of the guy in front. Sorry. No, Shady Wolf not doing bad. Only already a couple of time penalties. So that will drop him maybe a little bit further back at the end. But you never know. We didn't see a safety car yet, so I'm pretty pleased with that. Ooh, and Jammin picks up his first penalty. Yellow sector 1. I think Lil Sam spun. Yeah. So the fight in front is still going on. Who's saving what? Who has the most rubber left? TD also still cruising along here on 5th with Jake Sharrock and Jammin behind him. And still seeing the drivers in front of him. So that must be really satisfying that he still sees the leading group. Then we have a little train here behind. Oh, Platty went into the pit. So it's Jammin now, close behind Jake Sharrock. But Jake Sharrock also has DRS on TD. So as long as they all have DRS from each other, it's gonna be a hard job to overtake on Camel Straight, I think. If you're running different downforce to be quicker in Sector 2 than in Sector 1. But 10-10 still leading the pack. And still John B 1 second behind his teammate. Jammin now really close to Jake Sharrock. Guys, Babu retired in pit lane, I think. Lil Samp is in pit again. Milsey getting closer to Lucifer now. And TD 2.1 seconds behind them. Lucifer, John B into the pit. Ooh, almost losing it going into pit lane. Little slide there. As you can see, the field is pretty close together still. He's going to the medium for another 13 laps. It's doable, I think. Jamming here, close behind Jake. Is it enough to make the move? Doesn't look like it. Oh, just a little bit too short. It's here still Lucifer and 1010 in a fight with each other. And what will these guys do? Will they go medium hard or will they go medium soft? Box 1010 for the undercut. I don't know if it's already that moment. Little Samp went off again, I think. Staying here with the leaders. Because it's an interesting fight. Milsey has some free air now. Clean air in front and a little gap behind. But it looks like Milsey is making up time against Lucifer and 1010. So are we gonna get a three-way battle again? Are these two guys saving their tires a little bit more? And we have Jamin here up to 5th. Now behind TD. And Hyper retired. Ooh, same place as that we saw Lotus Renault went off. Is this gonna bring out a safety car? Gonna jump here with Lucifer and 1010. Because I feel like that move is gonna come real quick now. He's close. He's really close now. 1010. 1010 defending the inside. Has to give that spot to Lucifer just a little bit quicker. Running up with the fastest lap time now. Doesn't give him a point because he's outside the top 10. But we have a new race leader. We have Lucifer leading the race, followed by 1010, then Milsey, then on 4th TD. Jamin on 5th, starting from 20th. Then followed by Craig, gap of 13 seconds. So let's see what the intervals between the leaders are. The top 5 has more than enough space, I think, and time to almost go for a clean pit stop and jump back in front of everyone again. If they keep this pace, then I think they should end up in front of the rest again. Because it seems that John B is a little bit stuck behind Greg at the moment. So if Greg can hold up John B a little bit more and Jamin and TD switched places. Now it's 10-10 within 3/10 of Lucifer again. So are we gonna see a move from 10-10? Down to Eau Rouge, up to Radio. Going into the DRS. Camel straight on the outside on the racing line, and TD passes Lucifer again. But it also gives Milsey time to stay close and not lose too much time, and TD passed Jamin again on Camel straight. But as you can see, they're also slowly closing that gap between the other guys. Oh, and fairly retired in the pit. So that's already 5 DNFs. And Milsey hooked up. Ooh, and that's gonna be a hefty one for Lucifer, the time penalty. 10-10 going a little bit wide there, so maybe a little bit of oversteer. But I think 10-10 has to keep it cool now. Because the guy behind him has the first penalty. It's a brilliant fight here between these three guys. The rest is a bit far away now. John B, a gap of 13 seconds behind Jamin. It's all how long will these guys go. Here's Jamin and TD again. And Lucifer passed 10-10 again. Same as Jamin passing TD. It's a game on Camel Straight. I think 10-10 hit the gravel a little bit there, still in a fight with Lucifer, going a little bit wide side by side out of the first chicane after Camel Straight. But it's all to win for 10-10 at the moment. Yeah, I think so as well, Sungot. But if they're smart, they're gonna try to do the undercut right now. Yeah, John B is getting really close. It's a bigger gap now between TD and Jamin. So there's still like 15, 16 seconds between the leader and John B. But how longer they wait, it's gonna cost them eventually. Yeah, they will come out on the soft, of course. Yeah, I think they need to box in a little bit as well. And I believe Runamak went off again. I think 10-10 is saving a bit of tires and ERS now. Just sticking behind Lucifer like Lucifer did with him. Yeah, I think Milsey should try to undercut them indeed. I think the softs will manage. But there's also a possibility that Milsey stays out if 10-10 and Lucifer dive into the pit. But Jamin 16 places up, people, from starting last. I was thinking exactly the same patch. Oh, and 10-10 goes for the undercut on Lucifer. Oh, did he hit his wing there? Oh, I hope not. I hope for him he didn't destroy his front wing there. Jamin following and TD as well. Are they ready with a new front wing? No. Oh, that's nice. And goes away before Platy is in his box, so it's not gonna be a big gap to John. What 10-10 is, what 10-10 has to close. It's only 2.1 seconds. So I think, looking now, the undergut will help. Yeah, yeah, Wiggles. I don't know if the safety car is on. Because there were some crazy crashes on some points that I thought, okay, that's gonna bring out a safety car, but it didn't. So it's now a wait and see game if Milsey and Lucifer go into the pits. And Lucifer with a time penalty. I didn't see that a lot before, happening before. Lucifer with a time penalty. But I'm staying with the two leaders here now, with Milsey and Lucifer, to see what's gonna happen. And I think luck went off at the end of Camel Straight. There are some major gaps on track. Sam Ken and Jake Sharrock are in a fight, and here's the leader into the pit, followed by Milsey. Let's see. Here's 1010 and John B. I think the undercut has a great effect for 1010 and for Jamin, because TD lost to Platty and to Jamin. It's really close together, all the pit stops. Milsey close in front of Jamin. Lucifer close behind 1010. But look at John B. 11 places up after starting 12th. Yeah, they came out of the pit really close together, Sun God and Alpha Rosvan. And a penalty for John B. Oh, that doesn't happen often, and are we in a different dimension, guys? What's happening? Tell me. Yeah, and 1010 has to keep his head cool. Because both Alpine drivers have a 3-second penalty, he can really use it in his advantage. And here he goes. Passing John B. I don't think John... Oh, and John B trying to cross back before bus stop chicane. 1010 doesn't give it. 1010 with the fastest lap now. Oh, Jamin with a 144.0. But it's not done yet, because John B will keep the pressure on 1010. Because his teammate is close behind, also on the soft. So how long is John B gonna hold up Lucifer? They're both in DRS, or are they gonna help each other? 1010 smashing it in between. Oh, what a move. Oh, and there's contact. Oh, that's unlucky. That's really unlucky. 1010 was looking so good. And now Lucifer is in front of John B. Ah, that's a shame for 1010. Just having a contact there and spinning out. He was up for a good score today. So Jamin chasing Milsey. Every John. Losing time to his teammates. Was a double slipstream Sun got between John B, Lucifer and 1010. And Lucifer came very late into the chicane after Camel Straight, and then there was contact between them. It made 1010 spin. But to say someone is a dirty driver immediately... It happens in racing, especially in sim racing. I don't know, Sungot. It's up to the steward to decide that. John B losing a lot of places now to the soft runners. Are his tires already gone? With 6 laps to go. But yeah, it could have gone a little bit cleaner. McLuck stealing the fastest lap away. So no one is getting that extra point so far. I hope 10-10 can close up the gap a little bit more. Lucifer cruising away now in front of Milsey and Jam. Jamin only 3/10 behind Milsey. So I think Jamin will go to try and take second position. And Jamin up to second. But Milsey without any penalties, so keep that in mind. They have to stay within 3 seconds of Lucifer for Milsey to win this race. With only 5 laps to go, it's Lucifer in the lead with a 1.6 second lead in front of Jamin. Can Jamin close that gap to Lucifer to help out Milsey a little bit, bringing the pressure. Run him back into the pit again. Yeah, would have been crazy, Sun God. Even closer, I think. TD cruising behind 10-10. Look, letting the other drivers pass by. Oh, Lucifer went off. Lucifer went off and gives the lead to Jamin. Because Milsey is now behind Jamin, followed by John B and Lucifer. But 10-10 moving back positions. I wouldn't drive that full out with no front wing. Okay, it happened. Yeah, Lucifer no wing. So threw away his potential victory. And 10 and TD really close together. Jamin, starting lap 20 of 22. Lucifer into the pit. Bullet passing him on the medium. Yeah, Lucifer losing a lot of positions now. And still 3.8 behind John B. So that will... I hope he can close that gap for him. Because 10-10 has no penalties yet. So let's hope he can close that 7/10 of a second, 8/10. And can Milsey pass Jamin on track? So 10-10 within 3.5 of John B now. 3.4. He's closing that gap. I think his tires are going off a little bit. Maybe 10-10 saved a little bit. It's only 3.3 now. 3/10 and 10-10 is making podium places. But this win is heading Milsey's way at the moment. Second to last lap. Denton has 1 and a bit left to close that gap. Milsey going for the overtake at Camel Straight, taking the lead, having no time penalties. Wow, what a drive by them into that chicane. That's how it also can work out. That was brilliant driving between Milsey and Jamin, going through that chicane and that part of track. 10-10. 1 and a bit tenths behind, 2 tenths behind. It's gonna be close. If Milsey can take the lead in the last lap, would be amazing. Yeah, that was brilliant driving between those two, Lando. It's a shame we didn't see that more this race. That close wheel-to-wheel racing without any contact. So, Jamin started P20. Driving first now. Has a penalty. Milsey has no penalties and has DRS. 10-10. Needs 1 more tenth. Yellow sector 2, Sam Ken went off. Milsey. Down in Eau Rouge. Up to the radio, heading to Camel Straight. Can he do it again? He's early now with the overtake. And Jamin can't defend it anymore. So, Milsey into the lead without any penalties. 10-10, 2 tenths he needs. And another spin at Eau Rouge, or Radio. But Milsey in the lead. He will take this win home, if nothing happens. Runamuck retired. It will not bring out a safety car in the last lap. But Jamin is not done yet. Keeping the pressure on Milsey here in the last part of the track. And 10-10 still needs that little bit of a tenth to close that gap. He needs a little bit more. Milsey and Jamin almost passing the line in a photo finish. What a nice finish between these two. Is it 10-10 going to the podium? No, he just comes short a little bit. Milsey takes the win home without any penalties. Followed by Jamin, who made up 18 positions. John B third, making up 9 positions. 10-10 losing 2 positions. TD losing 1, finishing 5th. The Bullet finished 6th. Jake Sharrock 7th, Ripley 8th, APS Greg 9, Lucifer 10th, Shady Wolf 11th, and Platty finishes 12th. But my driver of the day goes to Milsey for sure. Driving without any penalties, no mistakes, taking the win while he was pressured by Jamin and a lot of other fast drivers. And don't forget, guys, the 82 is on Monday this week or upcoming week due to the Mexico Grand Prix this Sunday. So I hope we will see you on Monday checking out the 82 stream. I'll be driving myself then as well. I don't know who's commentating then, but we will figure that out. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I did. It was an interesting race. Again, congratulations to Milsey for a great drive and win. And hope to see you all on Monday. Thank you for watching. And see you soon.